Hey, hello, and welcome to a Thredup video. I wanted to make this video real quick because I just had a kit process and I wanted to go through and talk about price changing and some other things related to what to do when your kit processes. So welcome again. My name is Trisha and I am an online reseller and I sell on eBay, Poshmark, Etsy, and Thredup. And my store name is Sandy and Otto. And I will have all the links below, plus a link that takes you straight to my Thredup closet if you'd like to take a closer look at things. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and change my prices. Now, this kit I sent in on, well, I shipped it out June 1st. Thredup received it June 8th. I did not do expedited processing on this. I don't know why that one is so hard to say. But I did do return assurance on this kit. So I did send in 30 items and 27 of them were accepted. So I will be getting 3 items back. And I'll go through and talk about those at the end. So first off, I want to say that when a kit is processed, Thredup will put in what they think is a good selling price. And I believe that they have some sort of algorithm that comes up with that. I think we'll get a flash of that when I go in and change the price. We'll get some wording set in from Thredup. Now, I keep a spreadsheet also, and I'll do a video on that spreadsheet in the near future, like in a week, within a week or so, because I have made some changes on the spreadsheet of information that I personally like to keep track of. And so I do keep track of the date I ship it, the brand, the type of item it is, kind of a brief description if I have more than one thing. Like in this particular kit, I have 2 different Chico's items that I sent in. So I like to keep track of which one is which. I also keep track of the date that it was received and the date it was processed by Thredup. And also include this start price. I like to keep track of that start price because I use that also. Even though I'm going to increase my dollar amount to the maximum, I like to know what they think also, so I can use that as reference and refer back to it over, in this case, the 90-day on this one, or in this case, the 60-day, so I can refer back to it and figure out exactly what price I really want to try to sell an item at. Now, for me, for the maximum payout, I definitely want to have this price as high as possible. But you also have to have it priced to where someone will actually buy it. Also taking into consideration that I believe after 7 days, it might be 10 days, but I believe it's 7, that customers to Thredup's website can start using 20% off coupons. Now I'm thinking in this case it is August 28th, and there is a good possibility with Labor Day coming up in a week or so that maybe Thredup might be having some like extra coupons or some other things going on. So I want to, again, keep my price high enough so that people are, so that I can get the highest payout, but people are still interested in using coupons and still getting a good value for getting, 20% off. It could even be 30%. I've seen even 50% off coupons floating out there for certain things. So, definitely, again, wanting to keep my price high enough so that I get the kind of payout that I'm looking for. And I do keep track of like what the retail price is, what the start price is, what my adjusted price is, and then what items sell at. And I also have kept track because I do have a few items in here that I have sent in for a second time now. And so I will look back in my records to see what price point I had that at. So then again, I can adjust prices accordingly so that, you know, again, I'm still getting a good payout for them, but it's a good price that an item will sell at. Like this item, $16.99. Well, sure, that is a really good price for an Ann Taylor wool skirt. However, I would like to be paid more than $2.16. So again, I'm going to try to figure out again which is the best selling price. Now when I take away the price, I do get this notice here that says must be between $4.99 and $94.99. So $94.99 does represent 20% off the retail price. And so they do have a notice here that increasing the price decreases likelihood of selling. We recommend keeping the price as is for a sale within the consignment period. And of course, you want things to sell as quickly as possible, and you know, within that 90-day window. However, I'm going to go ahead and start it at $94.99 and then adjust down. Now, in adjusting down, you know, I don't know exactly when I will start adjusting down. It may be right off the bat. I may look at this and go, $94.99 is too high, and then I will adjust it. I may wait until, you know, 7 days, 10 days, and then I will, you know, work on adjusting down, adjusting down, adjusting down to, again, an amount that I feel comfortable with. I will look to see also what other items are selling for within, you know, the Ann Taylor wool skirt realm, and see what other items are priced at. And again, trying to keep, you know, for my financial purposes, keep the payout as high as possible, but hopefully still generate a sale. And so here it says, heads up, increasing your list price decreases likelihood of selling. Our smart pricing algorithm choose this price based on years of historical sales. We recommend keeping the price as is for a sale within the consignment period. And I certainly understand that, and I again will be adjusting my price accordingly to kind of how I feel also. The one thing I like about Thredup also is that when you do decrease your price, and I believe it's for as little as 5% off, so in this case that would be even, what, a $5 drop for this particular item, that if you do that, then a notice or email goes out to all the people who have liked or faved this item. And when they fave it, then they'll get notification that there's been a price drop. And so that again kind of entices people to, you know, come in and potentially purchase. I believe it also will trigger that red notification within the listing itself that says price drop as people are looking through, you know, Ann Taylor wool skirts and their size, and they're doing that search. They will see that red price drop, which again is enticing for people to kind of jump on it. Most people, I believe, who shop Thredup know that there are just certain time frame windows that items are available, and so there is a little bit more of a sense of urgency in shopping at Thredup, because you don't know when an item is no longer going to be there. So again, I'm going to remove the price and see here that I can price this one at $94.99. And then you can also see that that percentage increases with the payout. Here it's $57.99 at a 34.8% payout, but as the price goes up, the percentage goes up and the payout also goes up. For this item, let's see. So this is an extremely expensive top. Now the likelihood of somebody buying at $256 is probably very slim. However, just for my bookkeeping records, I'm going to go ahead and put it at this amount, which then gets it high enough into that 80%, which is their highest payout percentage. Just so I can record that amount just for my records, and then I can go back and adjust the price kind of in line a little more with what people are going to actually be purchasing. This is a very well-made brand, and it is a silk top, so it is going to kind of justify a little higher of a price. This top also is an extra large. Larger sizes typically sell a little faster. So again, I'm going to keep that price kind of as high as possible, but still generate, hopefully generate a sale. And so here we're going to adjust the price again to the maximum that I can. And so for each of these items, I'm just going to go through and adjust the prices to the highest that I can, again, so that I can keep track in my records of kind of what the maximum is. And again, I did record what they have for the amount. So you can see a big difference. This Garfield and Marks pants, they had at $25.99, but the retail price is actually probably $180, but people are typically only looking to spend $25.99. So again, I probably won't keep it at $165.99. I will lower it, but still trying to find that right balance between $25.99 and $165.99, that point at which somebody will buy or use a 20% off coupon to buy. 20% off coupon is kind of their standard coupon amount. And I was trying to see if I had any new with tag, and I don't believe I have any new with tag, but I also do go in and look at the condition of items. Now this item, this Eliza J item, is one that I had sent in previously, but it was in the winter, and it is a sleeveless dress. So now that we're heading into a little bit of spring into fall, where the weather is still really nice, a sleeveless dress might be a little more appealing than it is in what I think February, the last time I had it in. You know, again, if you live in a southern state, yes, but might be more interesting to people across the country in this warmer weather. This 11 says skirt was also another one that I had sent in. So I will again be looking through my records to see what price points I had for these, and then order to adjust them, possibly maybe a little lower than what I had them previously. Again, trying to find somewhere where I had them listed versus somewhere where Thredup recommends the price to be. But I think it is important to keep track of that information so that you can see kind of trying to figure out again the best price point. It's going to be different. It's going to be different for every brand, for every style of clothing, for every size. It's just going to be a little bit different as to what the right price point is. And a lot of times I do have items sell for much higher than what they have down here. So that is also a consideration. And also items that they buy internally for goodie boxes. Even though this might be listed at $56.99, they're really, if they do like choose something like this is kind of one of those typical items like you would expect for them to pull for a goodie box. It's only costing them $19.49 to purchase that. So, that's also something to consider. This price range right here, lower and then up to, I think in the 70s, like the low 70s, are typically the items that I see pulled a lot for goodie boxes. And so that's something to consider, for these types of items too, is do you price it, like this skirt, do you price it a little more in the $50 range to see if it gets pulled for a goodie box? These dresses, do you price between like the $50 and $70 range to see again if they get pulled for a goodie box? That's something to think about also. And then this price. And so what I was saying previously also was that I do look at the condition of the item, like what they determine the condition of the item to be. And they kind of have, there's like the new category, obviously it's new with tags, and then they have excellent, where they describe it as, it's, you might not even, or it has like a new look, or it's in excellent condition, you might not know it's not new type thing. And so when items are described in excellent condition, I tend to keep the prices higher also, knowing that somebody is going to look at that and realize that this is a like new item. And then there's the kind of the good-ish, where there is some wear on it. And when items are priced like that, these Neiman Marcus linen pants also were another item that I had previously sent in that that I did reclaim back, and now I'm sending in again. So when items have a little bit of wear to them, as described by Thredup, I will typically then lower the price just a little bit more on those. Like if these Neiman Marcus pants had been described as, well, I'll use these Ann Taylor pants because I haven't changed the price yet. So if these Ann Taylor pants were described as like new, then whatever price I can change them to, um, then I would keep them higher. But if I go back in and they've said that they're, gently used, they have some minor wear, then I might go down closer to this $23.99, even though this only has a $44 payout. Or let's see how high I can go on these. Oh, I can go $94.99. So that kind of will determine maybe whether I keep them above $50 or maybe go below $50 or below $40. I think the payout, I think if you go $39.99, the payout is $10 on something like that. So if these are shown as like gently used or gently worn, then maybe I'll go closer to that $40 to $50 range, where if they're shown as like excellent, they look brand new, I might keep it above that $50 point, because again, somebody is going to read that and realize that they are in really good condition, and they're still going to get a really good deal on those items. So it's kind of my philosophy on trying to figure out the best pricing for things. And again, it's hit and miss, it's trial and error. There really isn't a huge science that I can find behind it, because again, it's just kind of what somebody's willing to pay for it versus what you have it priced at and what kind of a payout you want for it. Now you can go in and send all your things to Thredup and not change the price at all, and be very happy with the, say, $200 or so that you're going to get for it. And that's great. And a lot of times I do have items that are priced fairly low, and they do sell, and I am happy that they do sell, because you know, you're sending things to Thredup, one, because they have a huge audience of people who are in shopping their stores, but also the convenience of being able to send it to them where they do the photograph. um, they what am I trying to say? They take the pictures, they do the listing, they store the item, and then they ship it out. And so for that convenience, yes, it is worth paying more for, and it is worth sending in lower price point items so that you don't have to do that. And so I've got the last two items here. I have been trying to send things in that are a little more consistently of the price point that is a little bit closer to like like here, this is a $70 price point, somewhere between that like 50 and $70 price point. Like here's 56.99. 58.99. Did I change that price? I did. Okay. Just making sure I changed that price. So that, yeah, so that the retail price is somewhere in the $60 to $70 price, so that I can price things at around the $50 price for the low end, so that I'm still able to get like at least $15 for an item and then higher. That's kind of how I have my business model set up and what I'm trying to do with these. Now, it may work out that way. It may not work out that way. I may have to lower this price more than that, more than like the $50 range in order to get a $15 payout. I may have to go down a bit to get, a $10 payout. So we'll see. And again, you're kind of in here adjusting, from time to time. I tend to look at like when it's like here, it's in 90 days. So again, I'll look again at 80 days. I might look again at 70 days and, kind of work it into that routine, just to see what price point everything's at, and then if I want to lower again. And sometimes you do have to go in and do just that little bit of research to go, okay, well, let me go in and see what Kenneth Cole dresses are selling at, for this size. This happens to be, this one's an extra small dress. So I may go in and look at what extra small Kenneth Cole dresses are selling at, and then I may adjust the price accordingly. Like this one started out at $27.99, and again, depending on the condition and all of that, figuring out, do I keep it above $50? Do I drop it below $50? If they use, the one thing nice about if they use a coupon, like in this particular case, if somebody did come in and use a 20% off coupon to drop this then into the $70 price range, I would still get a payout based on the 57% range. So even though it was down to $70, instead of getting the percentage for $70, I would retain the higher percentage for my payout. Now, it would be less than $54, but it wouldn't be as low of a payout as if the item had sold in the $70 price range. If that makes sense, hope it does. If you have any questions on that, let me know. And then the three items that were not accepted was a Nick and Zoe skirt, a Pendleton top, it was a button-up top, and a Tahari ivory lined skirt. So those three items were not accepted and will be sent back to me. And that's why I paid the $10.99. And so how that will work is if, let's say this Ann Taylor wool skirt sells and I receive $54.14, they will then take the $10.99 out of that $54.19, and then that will be part of that will establish my earnings. And then once that 1099 is taken out of a payout or two payouts or three payouts, however many it takes to accumulate 1099, then everything you earn from that kit then is profit. You don't have to worry about then paying that 1099. And it works the same if you do expedited, which is $16.99. But your kit is processed within a week of receiving it. And it's pretty much been, I've done several kits that way, and it pretty much has been like within 2 days of them receiving it, they have processed the kit. Right now, it's taking, if you don't do it expedited, well, these I sent in June. I'm not even sure about now. But in June, when I sent them in, it's taken almost 3 months in order to get a kit processed, which unfortunately, you know, is kind of money that you're just letting sit there for 3 months, which I didn't really, it didn't process in my brain really that that was what was going to happen, that they would be sitting for that long back in June when I sent things in, because at the time Arizona was actually doing quite well with their virus handling, and then things took a turn for the worse very quickly. And so that's why things have been sitting for so long, and why I'm sure they're working extremely hard to get caught up. And they're doing a really good job in processing these kits. Now, what I usually will do is once the kit is processed, you have 12 hours before the bidding process starts. And so that's what this countdown is. Now, my kit had just gone live. And I knew it was going live because I was looking in my kits, my received kits, and it did show that this one was processing, and so I knew it was coming up. And most of the time they will send you an email saying that your kit has processed, but it is a really good idea just to go in and check periodically in case that email just doesn't go out, that you are able to, if you want to, go in before that 12-hour window and the bidding process starts to adjust your prices. Now, once it goes into bidding, which I believe it's in bidding for 12 hours, then it will come out of bidding, and I think you have then another 12 hours to adjust your prices before an item actually goes live. So you will have another opportunity. It's just that somebody could go in, like this Ann Taylor skirt was, I don't have that one. Hang on. We'll use this Isabel Lou dress as an example. So this was originally priced at $22.99. So somebody could go in the bidding process, put in a bid, and then it would sell for $22.99 before the item ever goes live. And so that's why I like to go in on that first 12 hours and adjust my prices so that I don't end up having someone buy something for lower than I'm hoping to sell it for. Now, it may be that this dress ends up being back down to $22.99 by the time the 60-day window is over, or it may not. So, you know, again, I have the option of adjusting that price accordingly. So I think that's all I can kind of think about adding to this video. So thank you for watching. I hope that this video was helpful. I'm trying to do these every time I have a kit process because I kind of remember different things to say at each one, and then as questions come up, then I try to hopefully explain them and incorporate them a little bit into the next video and try to expand upon the answers to further explain things. So if you have any questions or would just like to leave a comment, please feel free to do so. And if you enjoy this type of content, I will keep doing Thredup videos again as I'm learning, and more stuff is coming up and more things are changing, and we're all kind of learning and expanding our knowledge of how to sell on Thredup. Please consider subscribing to my channel and getting notifications of when new videos come out, and appreciate a like on the way out if you enjoyed this content. And again, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.